did the wrong video.
That's okay. Can't we just use how do you know?
No.
How do you know?
You're on. You're on.
Oh, I am? Oh.
Hello.
Sorry, you can tell it should be Monday here at Explore Scientific, but it is not. It's Wednesday, the middle of the week. Kent is not here. He's out today.
He hit the lottery and won't be back.
Paul says he hit the lottery. Did not hit the lottery. I'm sure he's home and resting today. So I stepped in for him. I'm filling in for him. So we're going to talk about a couple of different things: telescopes, mounts, eyepieces, and cases. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is our eyepieces.
So, do we have any new updates?
New updates on what?
On anything? Like new products or anything like that?
Okay, so, oh yeah, because we are on Facebook, aren't we? And YouTube,
Yeah,
we're not on.
yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to sell product here.
Yay. We're going to talk about Explore Alliance real fast.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so Explore Alliance, I don't know if you guys know about Explore Alliance. It is our, it is a membership that we offer here. There's two different levels. One of them is Legacy, that is free. And then the other is Platinum. Legacy offers you the same type of information that Platinum would offer you, but you also get the opportunity to be entered into drawings and contests and things like that. You'll also see emails about dibs and discounts that we have going on here at Explore Scientific on product. If new product comes out, you'll get to see that first and be able to buy that product at a discounted price. So you'll see all that information on the Legacy side. In order to utilize some of those benefits, you do have to be a Platinum member. The great thing about a Platinum membership is it does cost $99 a year, but we give you a $100 gift card to go back to product. So if you were going to buy a telescope for $600 or $700, you could do that Platinum membership, added into that price, and then get that $100 gift card back to apply to that telescope. So it's almost like buying two for one kind of opportunity. Let's see here. On top of that, you will also get an extended care. We have an extended care program with any Explore Scientific product that you own. That's not just, it doesn't go with just the product, it goes with the person that is a part of the Platinum membership. So you'll get that opportunity to be a part of that. You do have to register your products and stuff like that, but of course on all of our telescopes, cleaning and collimation is free for the lifetime of the telescope. So we want to make so it'll extend over into anything else that needs to happen. It is a care package. It is a no fault care package. So we're able to help you out with some of those things, that mishaps and things like that may have happened. Let's see, you also get dibs and discounts to events and parties and stuff like that we have going on. In fact, one of the things that we have going on with Explore Alliance right now is we're offering a 20% off the Arizona Dark Sky Party that's going on. That's going to be happening in September. You do have to be a Platinum membership to utilize that discount, and you would just email Explore Alliance at explorescientific.com to be able to sign up as a Platinum member if you have not, or to if you are a Platinum member, to go ahead and email, and I can help you out with that. And then we also are offering $100 off of, I think it's our 616 binoculars, I think is the SKU. I don't know the DIMs off of that right off the top of my head. They're great for astrophotography or astro viewing, or birding or hunting or whatever you want to use those for. So that's a really good deal right now. Of course, all of our Alpen products are lifetime warranty. So when you get that in, you'll be able to register those and have a lifetime warranty on them. Let's see what else we got. You get to enter into contests, just like Legacy contests and drawings. Of course, we sometimes have astrophotography contests, which we've had a couple in the last year, but we've kind of backed off that a little bit right now, and we may start doing that again later on down the road. And there goes Paul. But we, here at Explore Scientific, the great thing about Explore Alliance is we really try to promote people.
I need a promotion.
Oh, he's telling me I couldn't see comments. So he's saying Pekka says hello, and a Sentinel says hello as well. So hey everybody. Anyway, so we I forgot what I was saying. You distracted me.
So Pekka wants a plutonium membership.
Oh, we don't have plutonium memberships. I'm sorry, Pekka.
Well, we did have them, but they expanded so fast, and if you came in contact with one, you just made a new one.
Yes. So anyway, so we have those two offers. But that's what I was saying about Explore Alliance. Explore Alliance is geared more towards educating community. So we have
Senthil.
So we have ambassadors that are part of our program, and we have affiliate organizations that are part of our program. And so our goal is to promote whatever they're doing inside of their community. It's not about us. So we put those star parties and things like that they're doing on our website, and we try to help gear them up and get them promoted, so others in their community or outside their community can be a part of that. We really look at educational outreach, what kind of educational outreach a person is doing or their organization is doing. And so, if you're doing something and you want to be a part, and you want to team up with us, and we want to, because we want to help you reach whatever community you're a part of, then go ahead and just email Explore Alliance at explorescientific.com, and I can help you out with getting that set up. So
I've got some news.
Yes.
Starting possibly tomorrow, maybe this weekend, we are going to start broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Are you going to be in that chair 24 hours a day, 7 days a week?
No.
Oh, how is that possible?
Well, if it works, we have a new piece of equipment coming into the studio that will allow us to pre-program an extreme live programming that's been pre-recorded and interrupted by live programming and we can just run it 24 hours a day.
So it's going to be Explore Scientific 24 hours a day, 7 days a week?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm going to put 1.5 minutes of you from today.
Huh?
I'm going to take 1.5 minutes from you today and just loop it for 4 weeks.
That's a little scary. I'm a little scared about that. Look at my face. I'm I'm a little scared about that.
There will be what we're planning. We've talked about this, but we're not sure if we're going to do it. There may be promo codes buried in the live stream that if you're watching and it pops up, you write the code down.
Okay.
And it's good for 24 hours.
Sentinel is asking me, what's the best binocular for stargazing?
That giant bino.
We do have a giant bino viewer, which is 2 telescopes in one. That is a great question, Sentinel. I honestly do not know the answer to that question.
I would go with the Teton.
The Tetons are pretty good. There are a pair of binos. I don't know the name. I wish Rob was here. I don't know the name of them right off the top of my head, but we have a pair of Alpen binoculars that if you pick them up and look through them and then go look at a different kind with different coatings, I'm going to say, I'm going to use it this phrase, a little less expensive. You would be absolutely shocked because the clarity and the picture, the color and saturation that comes from them is pretty amazing. But I don't know that much about binoculars, and Kent knows a lot, and I don't have his knowledge in my brain.
I know a little bit.
Okay, so what do you suggest?
So just so you can see here, we've got, get that down off there. I have to do everything manually.
He's trying to work and talk at the same time. It's impossible. And scratch his head.
And deal with whatever you're got me going on. So this is, if you want binoculars for stargazing, this is the kind of thing that we have. We have a 70 millimeter, 82 millimeter, up to 120 millimeter.
So these
but yes, the problem is if you that's not a pair of binoculars. That's not really a pair of binoculars.
Yeah. It's actually two telescopes in one, and they're amazing. We've looked through them; they're absolutely amazing. The other cool thing that we have too, I know we're getting off your question. I'm so sorry, Sentinel. Another cool thing that we have is the bino viewers too, that you can turn a telescope into a pair of binoculars, kind of sorta. It's kind of nice.
And then you can switch it over to. Let me see this here. Change the page. Stephen May, he's talking to me. General, change. I have to do this every time.
Gary, I am so glad your bino viewers are coming. I was really excited when I heard Lucy calling you to let you know that.
There we go. The Alpen Rainier 8x42 ED, and you get a 10x42 if you want. They're still the price point. You get what you pay for in this.
So can you pull up the 616, Paul? Because that's the one right now.
The area code?
Yeah, that's the SKU.
The area code?
Huh?
Never mind.
I don't know that code. What are you talking about? I can't hear you.
It's a joke.
I couldn't hear him, actually. Okay, so 616 is, I don't know which one. Can you pull that up? This is the one we currently have for $100 off for our Platinum members. These were picked by Scott. And so if you're looking for something, Sentinel, I would recommend this just off the top of my head because Scott chose it. So
what I was thinking
he's pretty.
Is that these are, see how wide the front is? You're going to get a lot of light. But and it is on sale.
Yeah.
So if we go here, Teton, these, I used these, and there's save $100 on these too. These things, man, I'm out there in Iowa late in the summer. It was hot. Sun's going down. And we were just kind of horsing around, and I grabbed the binoculars up, thinking, because Rick White, this cat right here, he said, you use these things, and you can almost see in the dark. And I'm like, whatever. So I picked them up. It's just the sun has gone down, but it's still bright, there before it gets completely dark. And so I grabbed the binoculars up. I pointed them at the tree line. And while with my naked eye, I could not see the detail in the tree line. With those binoculars, it was like someone turned on a lamp underneath the trees.
That's what I'm talking about. And I wonder if it's these, because Rob showed me one day a pair of binoculars that we have that lets in a lot of, that you can see longer. How did he put it? You can, even though the sun's going down, you can see longer.
That's them.
That's probably them, is what I'm thinking of. But the saturation, like he had me pick up another pair, and I looked at the same picture with them, and the color was, the vibrance and the saturation of the colors and stuff was it was crazy.
So the Alpen Rainier, because of how big they are, they're going to perform very similar to the ones I was talking about. Just because the pupil size is now quadrupled. So our eye is very small, right? Lets all that light in, and that's how we see. But these is taking that giant light and focusing all that light in on your pupil. So you're getting twice to 4 times the amount of light that you would get normally.
Yeah.
it's actually really cool.
Yeah.
But as far as magnification goes, well, sky's the limit. You saw the other ones that we've got.
You definitely don't want anything that's really, really heavy, though. Especially if you're
if you're going to
hold
hiking.
them for a while, you don't want anything really heavy.
Yeah, if you're going to go hiking, you don't want to.
You want something. Well, I'm talking about. Like Sentinel was asking about stargazing. I don't think you want something that's going to be heavy that you're having to hold up for a long time. So, there's a lot of options out there, and I wish I had an answer for you. If Kent was here, or Rob, or Scott, they'd be like, get such and such, and I'm sure each one would say something different. So sometimes it's just preference, and then sometimes it's it can be price point, and then we definitely can find an answer for you for that and email you that, because I know I have your email. So that's Explore Alliance, and we've talked about binos a little bit. I'm trying to think of.
We need to roll into Amazon now.
We're going to go over to Amazon now. I don't even know what time it is.
59.
Oh, I got to go. So y'all come on over to Amazon, and we'll talk about eyepieces and mounts and telescopes. See y'all later. Hi guys, I'm Annie with Explore Scientific. Usually Kent is here on our First Light Chronicles episode, but unfortunately he is not feeling well today, so he is at home sleeping, hopefully. So I'm gonna be with you throughout the show.
I've left you on the other channels.
I'm on other channels?
And this channel.
And this channel?
Yes.
Is that okay?
It's okay. We just can't talk about the other channels.
Okay.
Well, we can answer questions from the other channels.
You should have told me about the other channels, and then I wouldn't have a problem.
Well, I wanted you to know. But you treat
what you don't know does... No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I don't know about that. What you don't know can probably kill you.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's very true. Okay.
So anyway, just treat it like Amazon, because there's specific rules that Amazon has for us that we can do this, we can do that, but we can't do this and we can't do that. But we can answer questions from other sources while on air. We just can't say they're from wherever they're from.
I don't even do that anyways. I'm horrible at that. So that's great. All right. So anyway, we're going to talk about eyepieces and our iExos 100 mount and a couple of our First Light telescopes that we have here with Explore Scientific. So I'm going to start us off with our eyepieces. These are our 52-degree eyepieces. Each one has a different magnification. 52 degrees is the aperture size. So and usually if you're a beginner, we usually start you off at a 52, just because it's a little easier to get used to. Plus, a little smaller, a little easier to handle. Now, for magnification, we would recommend that you start in the middle of the range. I think they go all the way down to like 3 millimeters. I don't even know. They go, I'm sure, up there.
Come on.
I don't know. Anyway.
So remember, with eyepieces, the larger the number, how'd it go?
How does it go, Paul?
You are the customer service person.
Let's test you for a little bit.
Don't test me. No, seriously.
The larger the number, the least magnification. The smaller the number, the higher the magnification.
So you always want to start off, if you're new,
with a lower magnification, which is
a larger number eyepiece, like a 24 or 28.
Yeah, which is what I was going into. Which here I have a 10 millimeter, a Actually, let's go this way. I have a 40 millimeter eyepiece, which I'll take all these out in just a second. And then I have a 20 millimeter eyepiece. And then I have a 10 millimeter eyepiece and a 4.5. But the aperture size on them all is 52 degrees. So this is our 40 millimeter eyepiece. It has the least amount of magnification as all the rest. The great thing about Explore Scientific eyepieces is that they have a lifetime warranty on them. So as you can see, this has a 2-inch barrel on it. It is a larger eyepiece because of the magnification, the type of optics that need to go in it to get that magnification needed. And it is 52 degrees. As you'll see, some of these will be different sizes, barrel sizes, and stuff like that. So this is, like I said, least the magnification of an eyepiece. It's 40. You could start here. This would be really, really easy on the eye. The problem is that is a 2-inch barrel, and you have to have a telescope with a 2-inch barrel. So that's kind of gives you a problem if you don't have a diagonal that holds 2-inch eyepieces, which we have. We actually have. I'm trying to make sure I put this back together correctly. Because the other day I got an eyepiece and it was totally the wrong size. Okay, so this is a 52.
There's eyepieces down here in this orange case. I took them with me the other day.
Oh, no, I opened up, I pulled an eyepiece, and because it was in the store, and I'm sure somebody was using it on a telescope, but I pulled an eyepiece out, and it wasn't what was in the box, so what the box said. So it's kind of like when you go to the shoe store and you.
Okay.
You
Hey,
know.
Pekka asked about binoculars. He wants to know if they are filled with gas that makes them lighter. It doesn't make them lighter, but they are purged with nitrogen. I think it's nitrogen.
Yeah.
And that makes them fog-proof, but it doesn't make them lighter. And even if you put a vacuum in there, you're only talking about, what, maybe a milliliter of air if it's compressed, so it's not going to make a difference.
Speaking of purged, all of our eyepieces are purged, and they are waterproof.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes. Not all of them. There's
Oh wait, there are a couple. So you want to make sure that they're argon purged and they're waterproof.
Show them
So-
the little button on the side of it.
Oh yes. So if there's this little AR right down here on the
Hang on, let's
eyepiece,
see. Get the
can you see
camera
it?
here. There it is.
Yep, right there. That means that they're argon purged and they are waterproof. So, and that's why we usually tell customers, they'll say, I want to clean the inside of my eyepiece, and we say, don't touch it.
Yeah, it's not dirty. There's sealed.
Well, usually it's because they want to unscrew it and take it apart. You can't do that. Don't take it apart.
You don't do that.
Okay, so this is 40 millimeters in magnification. This is a 20 millimeter magnification eyepiece. Still
Put
52.
the 40 millimeter further to your left. A little bit more. Wait, you're just off camera.
Maybe I want to. I'm just kidding. So, I like to give Paul grief. Okay, so the 20 millimeter usually we start off with 20 millimeters for beginners, just because this is a 1-inch barrel. It can fit easily into any telescope that you have, and it's a lower magnification eyepiece. It's a great aperture size, and so it's a really great starter eyepiece. The 40, again, like I said, is a 2-inch barrel, so you'll need to have a bigger diagonal for that one.
And not all telescopes will accept
a 2-inch barrel. So that's why I'm saying
an adapter for a 2-inch barrel.
Yeah, or an adapter for a 2-inch barrel. Because sometimes we've had customers call in and they say, hey, I want to put a 2-inch barrel into this focuser, and you end up having to change your focuser out and all this stuff.
That one, you can't even do that, according to Kent.
What?
It's either the one behind you on your right or the one off stage on your left.
So neither one of these you can change. Neither one of these. There's only one telescope in our first light series that has an upgraded focuser, and that's our FLAR 102-1000, and it comes with a certain type of mount.
Because it's huge.
It's huge, but we also have an FLAR 102-1000 that has a 1 1/4 inch focuser on it, and so, but But then we have one that has a 2.5-inch hex focuser on it. So for those that are doing astrophotography and things like that. So you can get a FirstLight with an upgraded focuser, but these telescopes, you cannot upgrade the focusers on them. You're going to have to stick with that 1.25-inch barrel. You can't even, you won't be able to upgrade them to a 2-inch barrel. So, but again, as you can see, many
you
of
could
the
cut it off with, a hacksaw and then weld on.
Don't do that.
But you won't have a warranty.
This has been the episode of Don't Do What Paul Says. We will not be returning to it. Okay.
No, well, you won't be returning it to us because you cut it off.
No, we're returning to your episode of Don't Do What Paul Says. So here's the deal. Obviously, even though these are 52 degrees, you could get an even, you could go up in degree size and still find an eyepiece that has a 1.25-inch barrel. So that there's not really, you have a variety that you can still choose from. So, it's not really a huge ordeal that you have a 1.25-inch barrel. So this is our 10 millimeter or 52 degree 10 millimeter eyepiece, which is obviously taller, but still the same barrel size as our 20 millimeter eyepiece. Again, it's optics. It has to do with optics, and it has to do with where those eyepieces need to be placed, those lenses need to be placed in order to get that magnification and view that you're purchasing. So these all have lifetime warranties on them once registered within
as long as you don't use a hacksaw on them.
Within 60 days. This is our 4.5 52, so this is a little, you can see the difference in size, but the barrels are still the same. And so, like I said, you have quite a variety. We could probably pull some other.
Which one of our eyepiece sets is not waterproof, fogproof?
The Bresser.
The Bresser.
We have one eyepiece set that is not waterproof, but of course it states that on our website. This is missing a little velvety bag.
Yeah, so
your eyepiece, when you purchase it, comes with a little bag cover to keep it safe and secure. And of course, you get one of our beautiful Explore Scientific boxes. It comes with a registration card, so make sure you register it within 60 days of purchase to get that lifetime warranty. We actually had a customer who had a house fire. His house completely burned down, and he found his eyepieces melted in the debris, sent them in, and we replaced his eyepieces. So, so make sure you register them for that lifetime warranty. Well worth it. Totally worth it. So, so this is our eyepieces. I'm going to show you. I don't know. Is this an 80? What is this?
What's the skew? It's right there on the side, right?
Nope. Our FirstLight telescopes do not have skews or serial numbers on them.
SKU.
I know they don't. No, I don't know that. Is this an 80? What is this? An 8600? Now I'm asking Paul what telescope I have in my hand because I don't know off the top of my head.
I have no idea.
I think this is an 8600.
The only reason I know what I know is because I listened to Kent repeat it over and over and
well,
over
he's talked
again.
About this. Why don't you know?
10 months. Because I'm busy.
I think this is an 8600. I think that's what this is. But this is a refractor telescope with a nano mount. It has, it just goes up and down and left and right. It comes obviously with the cradle ring, so you can slide it on in the dovetail. This is a whole kit. I don't know how much it is. You can go over to the Amazon carousel to look and see how much it is. It's one of our least expensive telescopes because.
All right, hang on.
He's going to pull it up for me.
I'm going to the Amazon carousel is where I'm going.
So it comes with a 25 millimeter Palossal eyepiece, a diagonal, and then the red dot viewfinder and a cell phone adapter. The reason I kept the eyepieces out was because I was going to show you that you left my my step stool in the way.
It's not your step stool. It belongs to the company.
Well, you tried to give it to me the other day.
No, I just wanted you to stand on it.
Paul thinks I'm too short. That's okay.
Well, if you can't look over the box,
I almost got way down. Okay, so
Is that the 80 millimeter, you think?
I think this is an 8600. I
So
really do.
Twilight Nano.
This is okay. So this is what happens in the store as well, because we have so many products here and we're still learning. I've only been here for a year and a half, so I'm still learning. Like if I had Tyler or somebody here, they'd go, "This is a blah 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 blah," and they would be able to tell you. But it looks like an 8600 is what it looks like to me.
It's a 640 millimeter focal length. It's an f8, a 40 millimeter draw tube.
Okay. Is this the right one? Is this the one I'm talking about?
I'm not sure. Optical diameter of 80 millimeter. If it's the other one, there's like 50 up here.
I know, there's a lot. We have a lot of telescopes. Anyway, so the same thing happens in the store. We'll go in and be like, somebody will go, "What is that?" And we're like, especially our newer customer service reps. Like I said, I've been here a year and a half, and I think it's an 8600. But it should be over in the carousel because we have all of the product we're talking about today in the carousel. Right, Noah?
I believe that's correct.
So my point was, the reason I left the eyepieces here is because
got an
I just stuck
AR102 600 TN.
I was almost right. It was a 102, and I had the focal length right, 600.
Well, no. I don't know if that's it or not.
That
I'm
is
telling
it.
you which
I'm
ones
looking
are
at it on the computer. It is it. That's this. This is a 102 600.
Okay.
I think that over there is an 80. Over there.
No,
Anyways.
the one on the computer is what I'm looking through the different ones that are listed.
No, the
in
one
live
the
stream.
picture you have right now on the computer, that's this one.
Well, what about this one? Same one.
It's the same one.
What is going on here?
Welcome to Monday on a Wednesday. Isn't it great?
Then what about this one then? It's the same one. What the heck?
He keeps clicking on the same one. Okay,
No, it's
we're going to say it's a
redirecting me.
102 600 because I really believe that's what it is on a nano mount. Anyways, back to my point that I've tried to get to like 5 times. Okay, so I just took the 25 millimeter colossal eyepiece that comes with this mount out, and I was able to stick this 52 degree 20 millimeter eyepiece in it because, like I said, it's a 1 1/4 inch barrel. So you have a variety of eyepieces that you could purchase. You don't have to just stick to that 25 millimeter eyepiece. You could, just as long as it has that 1 1/4 inch barrel, that's really the only specifications you need. There is one other thing that I would like to recommend. Each telescope has a highest magnification. There is an equation to figure that out. If you go beyond that magnification, then you're not going to see it. I mean, you're going to see stuff, but it's going to be blurry as all get out. And the higher the magnification of an eyepiece that you use, the more likely you're going to see atmospheric disturbances. So, so you just need to take that into consideration. We've had a lot of people that go and buy, like a 9 millimeter eyepiece and then put a 2 times Barlow on there to increase that magnification, and they're like, I can't see anything. And so then we go and look, and the highest magnification on their telescope was like a 6. So just keep that in mind as you're purchasing a telescope. But just because this is our first light series doesn't mean that you can't purchase ES eyepieces to go along with it. That's the whole point I was trying to make.
The question I have.
Yes?
Is it this one? Look in your monitor. Is it that one? Or is it that one? To me,
I can't see. I'm on something else. I don't know what this is that I'm on because I can't see what you're showing me.
Oh. What are you? Hey, Noah, can you fix her monitor?
Oh, yeah. I'm not seeing anything.
I thought
No,
I had it
don't
on the
see Amazon
restream.
on here at all.
All right, hang on.
Turek says
There.
it's written on the front sometimes. Yes, yes, Turek. It is usually it is written on the front of the lens cell, but we don't do that with our First Light series. If you buy an Explore Scientific, this is our First Light series. So if you buy an ES like ED 102 or an FCD 100, 102 or something like that, then yes, it's going to be on the front of the lens cell.
So
let me see. That's
this
bizarre.
is the 102, right?
This is a 102-1000.
And this is the 80 millimeter refractor.
Let me see it.
It's got black.
Oh, that's over there. Yes, that's an 80. What is that, an 80 what?
It's the 80 millimeter refractor. That's all it says. 40 millimeter draw tube. That was what I was reading off earlier.
Okay, so that's an 80. Wait, guys can't see that. This is a 102-600. I was right.
Okay.
Yay.
We got it.
Okay, I got it.
600.
Woo. That took a little bit of time, but that's okay. Okay, so that's the cool thing. Okay, so this is
I
our first.
rely on Kent for all this, and I have no idea. If
This
he's
is
not
why
here.
we put tags on our. We need to start putting tags on
Yeah.
our telescopes.
Well, on the internet, they kind of look the same.
They do look. No, it really does look the same. I'll bring that one in, and everybody can see it. That way they'll see the difference in what we're talking about. Let me get it. I shall be
It's
back.
because they're at an angle, and there's nothing to.
What's the focal length on this one?
The focal length.
I'm trying not to take down the studio at the same time as
Yeah,
moving a
right.
telescope.
640 millimeter focal length. and
This has
f8.
640.
It's what this says here up on the.
So
thing?
this is an 8640.
Okay.
So this is an 8640, and that was a 102-600.
Okay.
That's why they look the same, because of the size of the OTA.
Yeah.
The only difference is the aperture. The OTA is a little bit different in size, because this is a 640 and that's a 600. So, but comes with the same thing. Obviously, you can see a nano mount as well, which a nano mount is just up and down, left and right. So you have to be really careful with moving it, because sometimes when you're trying to find something, it's like all of a sudden you're way off. Comes with that 25 millimeter colossal eyepiece as well. Diagonal, and a cell phone adapter, which I don't think we have. Oh, we do. Hang on.
Yeah, they come.
Oh, and I think
One of
it
them
comes.
does.
Does it come with a 9.7 as well? Do you know? I think it comes
Not
with
the,
it. I think.
the 80 that's it.
But what eyepieces does it come with? Does it say?
Oh, okay. Comes with the Plossel 25 millimeter eyepiece and red dot finder.
Oh, okay. So it
A
comes with.
smartphone camera adapter.
That's
which
what I'm
is not
putting on here.
Pictured on the Amazon page. So no, you might put that on there.
Okay, so here's the cool thing. This is our cell phone adapter. It just, your eyepiece slides down inside of it, and it drops right into that diagonal. You'll use that tension screw to tighten it down. And it has suction cups. My phone, because it has a pop socket on it, will not stay on there. And so normally what I would do is I would
Yeah,
that
she
over
was
it.
telling Tyler and me that no phone stick, and I walked over there, put my phone on it, and
Well, Tyler's really stuck because his has metal. Okay, so I have to rephrase that. So some phones stick, some phones don't. He has a leather case, Paul has a leather case on his, and Tyler has a metal thing on the back of his that holds his credit cards.
His stays
stuff.
on longer than mine.
His stays on really good because it's metal.
What I do when I use it, I take the case off of it and use the glass back of the phone or whatever it is, metal glass, whatever.
Yeah. So you could take the case off the phone. I would still recommend putting this elastic rubber band around it.
Yeah.
'Cause you don't want to accidentally bump a telescope and your phone go. Meow.
Unless, of
And
course,
so-
you would like a new phone. Then,
Not from us.
yeah, but it will give you,
But we
it'll give you the
recommend because we
opportunity.
recommend that you put this on here. So
Yeah.
it comes with this little elastic band, so you'll be able to put that on there, be able to take some pictures. I've got a picture of the moon that I that I took with my cell phone with my son one day, so that was a lot of fun. Let's see here. Then the other telescope we have in this First Light series. Okay, so this is an 80-640. I'm going to remember this now. 8640, and that's a 102-600. I'm going to try to move this away without.
So we have a question.
Okay, what is the question?
Connor Bailey has asked us, he says, I have an 8-inch Dobsonian.
Okay.
When I defocus a star, At the edges of the defocus star, it looks like rugby ball shapes. Is that normal? Rugby ball is a large American football that's kind of bubbly.
Oh, so it looks bubbly on the edges?
Football-y.
So the star is in the shape of a football? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I would say that it needs to be collimated more than likely. Or else
What
you
you
have,
can do, you could, you might need to collimate it. You could back off the, you know, normally whenever people have problems with their stars, we recommend that they take their mirror all the way down and then recollimate that into position along with that secondary mirror. So you might try that and see if it fixes it. If not, if it's an Explore Scientific, well, I guess he does. I guess it's a Dob. Does he say it's an
8-inch Dobsonian? That's all he has. That's all the information.
If it's
I
an
have.
Explore Scientific Dob, you can contact Noah Menard on our Amazon. I would tell you to go somewhere else, but I can't right now at this point in time.
Well, you could ask
I don't know
Noah to help you.
Yes, you can ask
And
Noah to
then
help
Noah
you,
will
and
get a hold of a
Noah
knowledgeable
will get you to our customer service if you need
He
it.
asks, could this be vignetting as my stars look fine in the center? Now, wait a minute. Hang on. I want to defocus the star at the edges. The edges of the mirror?
No, he's saying the edges of the star, because he's bringing it out of focus, is what he's saying. He's bringing a star out of focus. You know what? Honestly, pictures would be best, because we could have some astrophotographers look at it and we would know immediately what you need to do with it. So again, you can contact Noah on the Amazon thing, and he'll, which I don't know if he's on. That's a hard thing. I don't know where you're at. I don't know what platform you're on. Anyways, you can contact Noah, and we can, and he'll get you to one of us to be able to help you with that. So
Okay, so the edges of the mirror start to look like little footballs. So the stars on the edge of the mirror start to look like little footballs.
oh, so they're misshapen.
Yes.
I would really suggest collimating it and seeing if that fixes it. Maybe that, I don't, you know, I'm not for sure without. It sounds like collimation to me.
So there's the stream. Everybody is kind of like, yeah, collimation. So
That's what it sounds like. Okay. Okay, so this is our other First Light telescope. We have quite a few of these First Light in the First Light series. Oh my gosh, I just smacked myself in the face with the telescope. Yesterday I smacked myself in the face with a what? What did I hit a net. A butterfly.
Yeah.
Butterfly net on TV. You're going to have to make a compilation, or what do they call it? What is it?
Compilation.
A compilation of all the things I hit myself with.
So, Tariq, I think they were saying you collimate, or if that doesn't fix it, maybe a coma corrector. But if collimating doesn't make it better, check the way you collimate and make sure it's correct, because sometimes we misunderstand stuff. But if that doesn't make it better, then I would contact the curator or the maker of your telescope.
Ah, there you go.
And see who can help you.
Yes. I'm sure they would be more than happy to help you. I just realized these eyepieces were...
What?
Why didn't you tell me to move these eyepieces, Paul?
Why didn't you move the eyepieces?
I think you're behind. Okay.
What?
This is our other First Light telescope. Obviously, this is a Newtonian and not a refractor like the other ones. It also comes with a different type of mount. This is called our EQ3 mount.
A better mount, in my opinion.
Yes, it is a better mount, but some people like that mount.
No, it's not a bad mount. I just like this one better because of the
So you
gears
can-
are smoother and
Yeah. And you can
the
set-
slow motion controls.
Well, you can set this at your latitude, right?
Yeah.
So you can set it at your latitude, and then you have the slow motion control arms that go left and right, and then sideways.
That's
Get that
your
arch.
sun. That's the rotation of the Earth.
Yes, this is the rotation because it gives you that arch. So
Yeah.
whereas the Nano one just goes up and down and left and right. So you have
Right.
you have a little bit more control over, and it has fine. It's really
Yeah.
fine adjustment. So
The cool part with this one is once you find what you're looking at, after you've got it, no, you have to polar align it, or it's not going to work. Basically, it's an IXOS 100 without a motor, right?
yes, but you can polar align this with a broom.
Yeah. Do you want Kent to
Yeah,
explain
we can
that
show
for you?
Kent polar aligning. While you're trying to find that, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. So it comes with a counterweight, comes with the 25 millimeter colossal eyepiece, just like the other ones. Comes with the EQ3 mount, the red dot viewfinder. One of the great things that we always like to tell people is they'll call and say, I can't see out of my telescope. And so we say, have you taken both caps off? And so, voila.
I really have never understood the second cap.
Well, I think it's really so you can pull off the first cap easier.
I don't know.
I mean, the
about
second
that.
cap
There's got to
easier.
be a reason
It
for it.
Well, I'm sure it's a reason. I'm sure somebody knows that answer that question, but I don't know. So always make sure you pull off both caps so you can see. And then this is a Newtonian type of telescope, so the light goes down to there's a mirror in the back, bounces off the mirror, off the secondary mirror, and out the eyepiece. You cannot, if you do terrestrial viewing in this, it will be upside down. So
Tariq says that the second cap is for solar. So you put a piece of, you put the stuff on it because you never want to look at the sun.
Never want to look at the
without
sun directly.
That deal back there behind you, Annie. What is it?
Just kidding. It's a sun catcher.
Yeah. Never want to look at the sun without a sun
You
catcher.
always want to have the correct filters when viewing the sun.
Yeah, it's an aperture mask, which would be helpful
cool.
if you're looking at the moon.
What would be helpful? This lid?
Yeah, because you're not letting out that light. Your eyeball's not getting burnt, and you have a bunch of unfocused light running around. Clear.
Who told us this? Was it Tariq?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to try it.
And so did Pekka.
Oh, okay, wait. I've got a lot of questions over here.
Yeah, no, I've been keeping up with them. That was
hello,
a
I want something that
conversation.
would fit on a small patio, and I can see the ring of Saturn. Brenda's asking, what would you
Yeah.
recommend?
The rings of Saturn can be seen with most any telescope.
Yeah, it can be seen with...
If you want it to be clear, I mean super clear,
Yeah.
you'll have to step up to at least the first light versus like a National Geographic
Yeah, definitely.
telescope, which we make.
Yeah.
You'll need to start to find it with the 24 eyepiece.
Yeah.
And once you've found it, then you switch to the lowest eyepiece you can and still see. If the sky is turbulent and has a bunch of stuff in it, you're probably going to maybe get to a 14.
Yeah.
But if the sky is extremely clear and soft, then you probably could go down to an 8 unless you're out in the country or somewhere really,
Yeah.
really dry. It's not going to get better than
Yeah,
that.
and it depends on your light pollution. So that's a good thing to bring up, Paul. It depends on if you're way out in the dark, in a dark area, or if you have a lot of light pollution. You could, like you said, you could start off with the first light series, but you're going to need, I think, to actually see the rings of Saturn, you're going to have a pretty good focal length.
Not really.
On a
I
telescope.
took that Explorer 1 blue Newtonian
Okay.
and saw the rings of Saturn. It was not clear, Because
Yeah,
it's,
but I'm saying if you're wanting to get detail and stuff, you're going to have. It just kind of depends on how much you're going to want to see of the rings of Saturn. So.
yeah. Well, and the more magnification you have, the less you're going to see. Believe it or not, unless the sky is like perfect.
Yeah, he's correct. So, you could start, I was going to say a 102-1000, but that's a pretty long telescope. I mean, you could even do this. This is a 10, right here that we showed earlier was a 102, what'd you say, 102-600 millimeter telescope. You could start off with that.
If you want to take pictures through it, you need to get a refractor.
Yeah.
Because when you take pictures through this Newtonian, it's going to have a space in the middle of it that you don't see anything because there is that mirror in the middle.
Yeah.
So
we don't, here at Explore Scientific, we have a lot of people that use Newtonians for photographing, but it's not something that's really common that we hear a lot of. It's usually refractors that they use.
As long as you put the object that you're taking a photograph of and you're going to have to crop in, you could use this telescope just fine, and it probably work better for low ISO cameras.
Yeah. So Brenda, really, I mean, it just depends on what you're looking for price-wise and things like that. If you wanted to start off, it depends on if you want to take pictures. If you were going to want to take pictures and you wanted to start off, I would definitely say an FLAR 102-1000 because we have one that comes with the 2.5-inch hex focuser, and you have the ability to do astrophotography with it.
Put a DSLR on there.
Yeah, you can stick a camera on there. So whereas the 102-600, it's just for viewing. You can't really do astrophotography with it. And it's a great telescope as well. You could use that as well to be able to do what you're wanting to do. So it just depends on price, budget, and things like that. Gary,
I would suggest making sure that you get the one that has a better tripod, because as you learn how to do it, so like this one that she has up now, once you polar align it, and just close is good with how big this is, especially if you're using a 24, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Say you want to watch the moon and you want to look at it, right? Well, the moon is trucking across the sky.
It goes faster than what you think.
Yeah, it does, especially when you get high magnification. If this is polar aligned and you put the degrees on the correct, latitude?
Yeah.
Then all you have to do is use the back. Make sure you use the
slow motion control arms.
Yeah. Make sure you use the slow motion control arms.
Yes.
To find it, don't move the scope. Don't change your directions manually.
You leave the tripod in place. You always use your, and the great thing about our mounts is they have locking levers, so you can turn, if you're like way off from an object that you're wanting to see, you can unlock these and just turn them whichever direction you need to go.
That's how you do it.
And so you don't want to just.
But you want to you can use the slow motion control arm to track the object across the sky, and if it's polar aligned correctly, it will stay in the same spot.
Yeah.
You just have to do it manually. That's all.
Yeah. So, anyways, Gary asked, does that reflector telescope have a parabolic or a spherical mirror?
Spherical?
I don't know. Do you know?
Let me look and see.
He's going to find out. Kent would know. Kent, I swear he's an encyclopedia.
He just really likes this stuff.
He just knows a lot of stuff.
You and I do this for work. We're interested in it. But it's his life.
I know.
Yeah, crazy.
But no, he knows a lot of stuff. I found out yesterday he was an Eagle Scout.
Yes.
He knows a lot of things.
Let's see here. Reading it.
Do you know what size this is? I didn't even ask that.
Huh?
What size is this telescope?
What size is this telescope? Oh, it's about 2.5 feet long. Right now, it's about 4.5 feet tall.
Around here, if you don't ask an actual specific question a certain way, you will get a sarcastic remark.
It's not true.
Is it an 80 millimeter or a 114? It's a 114, isn't it?
I have to look. Hang on. First light one and then.
We're about to find out. And we're about to find out if it's a parabolic or spherical mirror.
I don't know if I can answer that question or not.
I don't think we can. We usually have to go ask an engineer that.
Yeah.
Because anytime anybody asks us that, we have to go ask Alex.
Dad, blame it. Come on, computer.
Okay. Anyway, so this is, like I said, this is one of our First Light series. Obviously, we have different styles,
Yes,
different
it's a
kinds.
114 millimeter. I mean, how could you not know that?
That's why I said I think it's a 114.
Well, it's in the name. 114.
I don't know the name of this telescope.
Oh my God.
Yes, I am a customer service rep at Explore Scientific. Anyways.
Barely.
What did you say?
Barely.
Oh, gosh. Paul.
Just teasing. I'm sorry.
I know he's teasing. So we have different kinds of, beginner telescopes. First Light series, they're great to start with. You could work your way up into one of our Explore Scientific, ED. Essential series or FCD 100 series telescopes after you start off here and learn a little bit, or you could even start off with an essential series, or no, I mean it's whatever you want to do. But sometimes budget and stuff like that doesn't accounts for a decision, and so these are really good starter scopes. The optics in them are the only difference in the optics is coating and how many lens cells they have. So we have our DAR series, which has 2 lens cells. We have our Essential series that has 3 lens cells, and then our FCD 100 has 3 lens cells but additional coatings on it. So, but all the same type of glass. So it's, we don't diminish quality here with optics, and so yeah.
Look here. So I've got the answer to a lot of our questions. Right here.
He found it on the interwebs.
It's a video I made that I forgot about.
Oh, and we didn't show the video of the polar alignment.
We can do it in a minute.
With the broom.
We can do it in a minute. I gotta wait for the commercial.
I wonder if you go out into the field and somebody sees you trying to polar align with the broom, if they think you're about to sweep the ground.
No idea. Hang on here. All right, so here's Tyler. Whoop.
What is he talking about?
Hi, I'm Tyler, and welcome back to our Explore First Light series. Today we're going to talk about the Newtonian, and specifically this is a 114 millimeter Newtonian with a 4.5 inch mirror. How these Newtonians work is light will enter through the main objective, bounce off the primary, hit the secondary, and goes right into our diagonal, or our rack and pinion with an eyepiece or our cell phone adapter. This has 40 millimeters of draw tube, and now all these telescopes come with a red dot finder, a 25 millimeter colossal, and a cell phone adapter. Now with these particular First Light telescopes, they always come with a couple of options as far as mounts. The EQ3, a nano mount, a Twilight 1, or an Alt-Az mount. Now, with these particular telescopes, it is always recommended that you get multiple eyepieces. And I always recommend the 52 degree series that we see here, also with a focal extender. Usually 2 times is plenty enough. Now, with these eyepieces, they are waterproof and argon purged, and they make a perfect addition to these telescopes to help you visually acquire what you're wanting to see. Now again, I hope you guys tune in for our next episode. We're going to be talking about our 80 millimeter refractor on the First Light series. And again, my name is Tyler, and I hope you have clear skies.
You're on.
Oh.
Gotta look up. I have my hand up in the air and it comes down.
He doesn't like to keep me apprised of what's going on because I
have
can't
my
hear the
hand
video.
up.
I can't see you back there. My glasses are dirty.
Well, it's called Windex.
Paul and I pick on each other. Hey, you're like the new Tyler for me now. That's awesome. Okay.
Okay, I quit. I'm leaving.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so now that we talked about our First Light series, I'm going to talk about our IXOS 100. This is our PMC8 mount. It is a tracking and slewing mount. So it It works through an app that we have created, and eventually is going to have. We're eventually going to have an app on the phone. We actually
IXOS 100 or the
This is the IXOS 100.
HD or 2 PMC?
It's not the HD.
Okay.
The HD comes with a whole bunch of. I think it comes with like an asthma. Well. We have a special, do y'all have that on there on Amazon? Where we have, no, because you can't, because that one thing's not on there. We have a special where you can purchase the IXOS 100 with a power bank and an azimuth adjuster.
You can't talk about that.
The power
Not
bank?
allowed.
The power bank?
Because it's not offered.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize to anybody I have offended out there in the world of Amazon. Okay.
No, you'll offend the Amazon bots.
That's
and then
what I'm
we won't have a
saying. I'm
show
sorry.
anymore because they'll ban us.
Do they take apologies?
No.
Dang it.
The only thing they take is my patience.
I'm going to be kicked off. Okay. This is out. I can hear it. It's going. I don't know if you can you hear it with the microphone?
No. The noise canceling kills it.
Even like that?
Nope.
Dang it. It's so quiet.
Well, it's the noise canceling. It's like, no, we're not going to listen to that.
My iPad wants to update. Okay. This is our IXOS 100. I'm trying to think how much weight.
The IXOS 2. 100. 102.
Oh, yeah. It's the IXOS 100-02, which is our newer
Just two.
updated model. That's why he keeps telling me
PMC-8
that.
equatorial tracker system with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth compatible, which will be a release soon.
Yes, I actually saw pictures of the app the other day. Okay. So I'm going to connect it. It has its own Wi-Fi network. So if you're out in the field, you would just find the Wi-Fi network. It'll say PMC8. Mine says PMC8-6358. I click on it. It's going to know it actually because we've already connected to it. But normally you would type in that wonderful, very hard password that is PMC-8. So difficult to remember.
So Pekka asked a question, can I see the Big Bang? Can I see Big Bang with that scope? And I have an answer for that that might surprise you. You ready? Wow. Really? Come on.
I'm waiting.
Well, you put a TV about 150 yards away from you, and then you get you a 24 millimeter eyepiece, and then you look through that, and on the TV you play The Big Bang Theory. So yes, you can see it through the telescope.
There you go. All
I'm just
issues
saying,
are resolved.
Ingenuity at its finest.
He didn't say which Big Bang he was talking about, so
That is
technically you are correct. Okay, I have connected to my PMC8. It is on. You want to make sure that when you turn it on that your Explorer Stars is not up and running. You would connect to that network. And then we're going to go into Explorer Stars. And I can see it running right here. You can see the motor count going and all that fun jazz. Can you see that, Paul?
No.
Okay, he's got to get me into focus.
Well, not only that, I actually have to take the camera.
Da, 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 da. If I hold it up here, can you see it now? I moved it. That's great.
There you go. Is there a motor count where?
Yep, see it's going. See the numbers are running.
Oh, okay. Put it on speed like 9.
Okay, so we're going to put it on speed 9. Hang on, I'm going to slew it somewhere and you can see it going. Hang on. So I'm changing it to 9. I'm going to menu. I'm going to go to catalog, and I'm going to go to solar, and I want to go to the sun, and I'm going to go slew to object, and you can watch it go.
Is it going?
I
There
don't-
it is.
Can you see it?
Middle row.
Do I need
Go left.
left,
Left.
left,
Left.
left,
Left.
left?
Would you break it?
No!
You broke it.
Oh, sweet mother of pearl.
Explain why it's not broke. It's a good idea.
Okay. So I just slewed it to the sun. You saw it run with the RA and the deck and all that stuff. Then what you would do is, if you want to go back to park, if you want to go back to home, you just hit park. Do not move your IXOS 100 manually. You could mess up the gear mesh. So we recommend that you always go back to park after you, through the app, after you, I'm trying to see what it's doing. After you,
It's out of balance because there's no telescope on it. That's what its problem is.
just fix it. Just fix it.
You should be able to balance it without a mount on there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just gotta take it out.
I'm going to take the counterweights off. And I'll fix it.
Yeah, but it doesn't have that much 5-pound counterweight.
I mean, it has 5 pounds on there.
So let our listeners know what's going on, just so they.
Obviously, nobody can hear anybody talking to me, and I just want to let everybody know I have 2 people talking to me, telling me all the things I'm doing wrong right now.
No, I'm not telling you all the things.
Paul says not all the things. He's not telling me all the things. Okay, so let's try this again. So obviously, I am not in park position at all. So I don't want to just take a hold of the RA and unlock the clutches and go that direction. So I'm going to move it. And by the way, the buttons are backwards. Some people think. So I'm hitting the right button. So I'm going to line that up with that right there. I'm going to try to get it lined up as best as possible.
You got 10 minutes.
I do. Okay, so now I've got it lined back up. Everything else is fine. You know, deck, you could probably unlock and move it wherever you need to. So I'm going to hit sync, so it'll sync it. And then I'm going to try to do this again. Watch me not do it correctly. Pudgy says, Pudgy Conquers the World says, you broke it. Listen, they always think I break things around here. I mean, if you watch me and Lucy on Tuesdays, you'll understand that we always do something. We always do something. I have one of my coworkers, Lucy, and I do the STEM product we have, and I think a couple of weeks ago we made the batteries smoking something. So you should come watch us. It's a hoot, huh?
That was Tyler's fault.
It was Tyler's fault, actually. Okay, so I've slewed to the sun. It didn't make the grinding noise. It made that noise, it made that awful noise because it had those counterweights on there, and I didn't even think anything of it. So always remove those. I think Alex told us we're not supposed to not be storing them with the counterweights on it. So now I'm going to try to go back to park and let's see if I fixed it. Hopefully, we'll see. Look, I fixed it. I'm so proud of myself. See, I didn't tear it up, and I didn't break it.
Broken.
That's true, Pudgy Conquers the World. Everything you break is a learning experience to fix it, 100%. 100%. Okay, let's see here. The other cool thing about this app is you can do a star alignment. We highly recommend that you polar align your scope. This mount doesn't have a polar scope with it, but it does have a peephole. You would just unlock in order to get to it, it's on the back here, but in order to actually see through it, you would unlock the deck, which is not there. Yes. Yes, that's right. I'm sorry. Pardon me. So you unlock that, and you'll be able to see this comes off, and then you'll be able to see through that. So, so you'll be able to see through that peephole and be able to get it polar aligned with these. The other thing is the star alignment. You can do a 2-star alignment or a 3-star alignment with it. What you'll do is you'll get it polar aligned and then go into settings, go into that 2-star alignment. There's a catalog in there of the stars that we use for star alignment. So you'll go through those until you find one that's in view for wherever you're at. Sometimes trees are in the way, sometimes buildings are in the way. So you'll just continue through that catalog. Once you get to a star that you can see, you will hit slew to object. It will go there. And then if it's not in line, you'll use those up, down, left arrows, up, down, left, right keys to get that into alignment in your telescope. And then you'll hit enter. A lot of people like to hit sync. Sync is only for whenever you're off a little bit and you're looking at an object like the moon and you've gone to it and it's off a little bit, so you would then line it up and hit sync. So don't hit sync during a 2-star alignment or a 3-star alignment. Once you get that 1st-star alignment, once you hit enter, it'll go to the next star. It'll start going through the catalog again until you find an additional star to line up. Once you've done the 2-star or the 3 stars, once you hit enter, it'll say the alignment's complete. And then, of course, you'll go back, you'll park it again. So you can start doing that viewing. Let's see here. I think Paul, well, he's busy now, but he had it. We have an alignment video for you guys, a polar alignment video for you guys. So we're going to play that before we go and let you guys see that. So if you are ever out in the field, then you can.
This works on either mount.
Yes, it works on any mount. You can do this on any mount. So take it away, Kent.
Using a broom. Why do you need to polar align? Well, with a telescope that has an equatorial mount, you have to get that equatorial axis lined up with the rotation of the Earth. And to do that, we're going to start with the tripod. We're going to decide which one of these legs is going to point north, and we're going to set the tripod down so that leg is pointed north. First thing I'm going to do is use a level to make sure my tripod is level. So if it's tipped one side or the other, that's going to cause your polar alignment to not be accurate. So we're going to use a level for that purpose. Then we're going to take a compass, and just to make sure that I've got it pointed north, I'm going to use the compass, line up and go, yep, that looks like it's pointed north. So here's what I'm going to do now. And this is where the broom comes in. The broom becomes a measurement device, if you will. So I'm going to put the broom on the ground with the tip of it right against the north leg of the tripod. And I'm going to back away, and I'm going to use the compass. I'm going to close one eye, and I'm going to use the compass to make sure that the broom is lined up with north, right? And so I can tell I'm off just a little bit, so I'm going to move the tripod just a little bit, and I'm going to turn the broom, and the broom is what I'm seeing that line with to line up. So closing one eye, now my broom is lined up perfectly to magnetic north. Right here is we're going to talk about something called magnetic declination. The magnetic north is not true north. The difference between true north and magnetic north can be off by as much as 15 or 16 degrees if you live on the east coast or west coast of the United States. Around the world, it varies. And you have to figure out what that is for where you live. Because if you point at magnetic north, you're not going to be pointing at true north. You could be off by 15 degrees. Your go-to will never be accurate. So for this system to work, you have to know what that offset is and be able to program that into your compass. We're going to provide a link to a website and a video that talks about that a whole lot more. Now, we're going to make sure that the tripod is not angled wrong. I'm going to use a small tape measure, and we're simply going to come down here and being careful not to move the broom, and I'm going to measure the distance from the tripod leg to the center of the broom. That is 470 centimeters. That way, it is 470, a little, I'm going to call that good. Actually, I'm going to move the tripod a couple of millimeters, just like that. So now we know that we're lined up true north with that leg, and these two legs are the equal distance from right here. So it's not pushed that way or that way. So now that we have the tripod with a good alignment to the north, we have to put the head on the mount. And that's going to entail this. We're going to be very careful when we do this because we don't want to move the tripod. We're going to put it on and simply screw on the polar head just like this. Remembering everything's going to the north. Now if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're going to do the same thing. You can do the exact same in the southern hemisphere. Because it's not polar, it's polar alignment, we just don't use the star Polaris, which we're not using here. This is really good if you can't see Polaris, or if it's daytime and you want to do some solar viewing with a solar safe filter. So the last step of this process is to check the scale of your altitude, right? So we live at 36 degrees north, and I am going to turn the altitude until it gets to 36 degrees north. I'm going to stop. And that's it. With this system, using a broom, a compass, and a tape measure, you can achieve a good, decent starting polar alignment. Personally, I've used this, and I've got an amazingly close polar alignment. There's ways that you can use to refine your polar alignment, specifically drift alignment, but it all starts with a good polar alignment. You can do this in the daytime. You can do this in the nighttime if you can't see Polaris. It works all the time. It's a good way to get started learning the process of polar alignment. Isn't that great? I hope you've enjoyed this video. For Explore Scientific, I'm Kent Martz. Get out there and start doing astronomy. And keep looking up.
All right, guys, that's all we have for you today. That's all we have for you today on Explore Scientific Amazon Live. So we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great week.
Do you get a nap now?
No.
Just asking.
No napping allowed here at Explore Scientific.
That's not true.
Only Paul when he's in his cubicle and nobody's checking on him.
What? No.
Are we done?
You go, are we done?